What's everyone doing after this? Now I'm overthinking. What's up, everyone? Lincoln and Kevin here. Day 2, first night of Ladies Night is complete in the books here in Austin, Texas. We have to talk about that women's 10K first and foremost. It was a snoozer, Kevin, until it wasn't. And then it got really scary, really fast for Wendy Colati. Held on for the victory, but what did you think about that finish?
I mean, it was an incredibly bizarre race. In a recap, our own Joe Battaglia described it as Plinko out there.
Yeah.
The paces were bouncing around from 90s into 70s. We thought going in, obviously, Wendy Colati was the enormous favorite in this field. She pulled away in the latter stages of the race, built up a lead of about 4 to 5 seconds. It held there, though. It did not grow, and there was a group behind her working together that featured Oregon's Carmela Cardama Baez, Arkansas's Taylor Werner, and Washington's Izzy Doyle. And they kept it there. Baez emerges from the pack, and we almost saw a monumental upset here, Lincoln.
A collapse on par with some of the best collapses I can. I mean, it would have just been. I don't want to put it in historical context
because it didn't happen.
Because it didn't happen, and I can't think of anything exactly on par with it. But it was nuts. And trying to decipher exactly what went wrong with Colati was tough after the race, because I don't think it was a physical thing. She told us that she was conscious of the 5K running this race, trying to save some energy for that one. But I think she almost got surprised, like that she didn't think that anyone was with her, and then all of a sudden someone was. And thankfully for her, she had that last gear, because that would have been pretty embarrassing if she would have lost that in that way. Now, Baez ran a great race and she finished well to run 68 seconds to 73. You don't often see that, where the winner runs 5 seconds slower in the last lap than the runner-up. But man, that could have been, I don't know, awkward for
credit to Colati. Credit to Colati. Baez pulled even in that home stretch.
Yeah, she had something else.
I thought it was over at that point. I thought she was going to storm right past, and then she shifted, which makes me think what you said. Yeah, she had a little bit left. She was keeping something there, but I don't think they wanted it to come down to that. I think Cardama Baez just surprised her. A couple of tidbits about her. She mentioned in the post-race interview, prep for the heat, because they have a heat chamber that they train in.
How Oregon is that? That's so Oregon.
Very on brand. They got 2 treadmills in there. They do their second run to the day a couple times. They've had 10 sessions total. They did it because Pac-12s was in the heat in Tucson. They did about 3 sessions before Pac-12s. And they've done a bunch of other sessions since that, because they knew it was going to be hot and humid in Austin. I mean, the other part of it is they'd been training for that 68-second close. Helen Lehman-Winters told her, closing 68 seconds, you could be a national champion.
She was almost right.
Yeah, she was. Well, Carmela laughed about it afterwards. She said Helen was wrong about one thing. I ran 68, wasn't a national champion, but I mean, who would have thought she'd been in the mix with Wendy Colati with 100 meters to go? That was just a phenomenal race there. But Colati gets her first individual title.
Yeah.
Not the way anybody probably drew it up, but she did it nonetheless.
And it's like, what do we even expect from her coming? I mean, obviously we always knew she was going to be tired coming off the 10K no matter what happened. But after that, kind of, I don't want to call it bizarre because she still won, but I'll go ahead and call it bizarre. That race, like what does she have left in the 5K?
In a way, I almost think this helps her for the 5K. Maybe a little more confidence in her kick, that she can respond when someone gets up on her shoulder.
She had to sprint, obviously. She had to go to an all-out, like on your toes, like, and she had that pain face going, like that was going to be like imprinted on Oregon logos for all of eternity of her passing her. But thankfully for her, she held on.
Everything this year has been a blowout for her, and this wasn't. This is a fight. I think that might help her in the 5,000, maybe shift up the strategy, go with a little bit farther out to go, try to put more pressure.
Well, she's gonna have to against Jones.
Yeah, there's a big kicker there in Danny Jones. Should we move on to the hurdles?
Yeah, we can talk about that. It was really fast for Janique Brown, 12:53. She looks strong.
6th best time in collegiate history.
Yeah, that was quite impressive. I mean, not unexpected that she'd already run 12:55 to go to 12:53.
You had to run like 12:08 to make the final.
Yeah, it was a fast hurdles. Definitely more depth than there is on the men's side. But man, USC got everybody through, and they're looking so strong. Talk about a flip the script event. The pole vault, the women's pole vault, Alexis Jacobus does not score. Now her sister, Tori Hoggard, who just won the pole vault, said that she was dealing with injuries. So that, you know, obviously that we didn't know that coming in, and to also not have one of their other vaulters who was top 4 indoors score. really swings the pendulum onto the side of USC. They look really good for that team title on Saturday.
Yeah, USC gets 2 into the 100 with Terry and Ellis. Then in the 200, they get Ellis in there along with Lene Thomas. Anna Cockrell gets through in both hurdles. Chanel Brissett gets in the high hurdles. 4x4 qualified. Yeah, I looked at the projections before I came over here, and it looks like USC will be the favorite going into the final 8. Obviously, their 4x1 was scintillating as per usual. Some upsets, some surprises. Women's 800, Danae Rivers, the indoor champion, does not qualify for the final. That was a bit of a shock. Women's 400 hurdles, Renee McKenzie, top seed out of the prelims for Kansas State, hit a hurdle, fell. She does not advance, which again, that's to USC's gain now because Anna Cockrell, the big favorite there heading into the final day. Let's talk a little bit before we go. Women's 100 200. Got some sensational matchups with Tiana Daniels, Shakari Richardson, Kayla White, and who am I missing? Twani Chiteri in the 100.
Richardson loved running on this track. She ran a wind-aided 1091 at Texas Relays, ran fast in the 4x1, and then she goes 1099 again today. I would say, I mean, it's easy to say this because she ran faster than anyone. Kind of emerged as the favorite there. Beating White now for the second straight race. That's it. That is Richardson's done that. Something's not right with White. She's either just inconsistent or she's dealing with some things that she's not getting out correct. I don't know. I have no idea what's actually
fast. What do you mean something wrong with her?
I just think, I mean, she ran 1096 and she's just getting beat over and over again, and then she just ran 22.67 in the prelim, lost in the 200 prelim, lost to her freshman teammate. I don't know. You know, I don't think.
Freshman teammate's not just any freshman teammate.
No, Sturgis is good.
Sturgis is legit.
Very, very good. I think coming off this takeaway is 100 is going to go to Richardson. The 200 now is pretty clear. Annals. After running the facility record here, 22:35.
Yeah, should have mentioned her as well.
Yeah.
Didn't mention the reigning champion. Maybe she could get both. Who knows? I mean, that's going to be. Well, there's going to be so many events to watch the final day, but I think that's going to be spectacular. Real quick, Steeple, before we go, everybody moves through that we thought. Allie Ostrander looks like she's going to continue her stranglehold in the event.
Yeah.
You can't win a final in the prelims, last I checked, but you can get pretty close, and Allie Ostrander got as close as you could here.
I never thought of it that way, but she could have kept.
Should you?
She could have kept running. I think she could have done a 6,000 meter steeple and then really just stayed just as strong. Yeah, she looked fit. Abda Cohen didn't look great, but she said she was holding back. So the jury's out on her. Tried to press her on, you know, are you at your 929 fitness? And kind of said it's tough to quantify. Allie Ostrander, though, the big favorite. Erica Burke will be there as well. But yeah, I would be shocked if Ostrander doesn't win. Women's 1500 went to script. I would say Hull easily through, St. Clair Johnson easily through. I think that's the battle to watch, but I still think
Julia Risk, she struggled a little bit in the last 100, last lap to get there. She said there was some tactical issues.
And she said she had to work to make it.
Yeah,
so you can't tell me she's going to win.
She's smart tactically, she can kick. Watch out for Julia Risk.
Not like Hull and Johnson. I think it's between those two, in my opinion. And Johnson
Hull's
looks
the big
good.
favorite.
Well, of course. Yeah, of course. But yeah, who knows? Who knows what can happen? The heat is a booger here.
Tomorrow, all the finals on the track for the men. Team title will be crowned. Grant Holloway, Daniel Roberts, the race we've all been waiting for.
I'm excited.
Tomorrow. It's 12:30. We should go.
Yeah. All right. That's out. We are out. Day number 2. Look forward to tomorrow. See you guys then.